All right, still in rain-related news, joining us in studio this morning is a group that seeks to boost weather tracking services in the country. Let's welcome to the show Mr. Jojo MArasigan, President of Weather Solutions.
Morning,
Good morning,
Sean.
Jojo.
Good morning. Tell us more, Jojo, about Weather Solutions. So what exactly is this and why did you feel there was a need to establish this?
Sure. Weather Solutions was established last year by the Aboitiz group of companies. It is a social enterprise, meant to help a foundation that they established 6 years ago, the Weather Philippines Foundation. The objective is actually to be a weather platform, a single source of weather data for the Philippines, where weather information coming from weather stations, satellite feeds are actually there and ready to be consumed by the different verticals that we want to address.
All right, and with the there was something called Project NOAA that we were using before. It
Sure.
had an app, and it's now gone because
Sure.
the funding ended. Is this sort of, and a lot of people are looking for that, including myself. I looked at the last update, and it's basically really old.
Sure.
So is this where Weather Solutions can come in? Is it kind of filling that void that
Sure.
we need?
Funny said that we're launching a new app actually next week. It's called Weather Solutions, obviously, but it's meant to provide localized weather for the Filipinos. One of the important assets of Weather Solutions actually the 800 weather stations around the Philippines. Because of the 800 weather stations, Filipinos can now access localized weather. So, for example, it's raining in Metro Manila. In Metro Manila, we have 53 weather stations. Now, Filipinos would know, is it raining more in Quezon City than in Taguig? So the app would be
That specific.
That specific.
And how do you have access to all of these weather stations?
Okay. Aboitiz actually established that 6 years ago with the intention of actually having to pool weather data. And many years from now, use this data to create a typhoon model for the Philippines. That's the real objective.
So I take it this is far more sophisticated than the current systems that we have, no? That Pag-asa provides. How do we distinguish now the kind of weather data that Weather Solutions provides vis-a-vis the typical kind that the public is given on a regular basis?
Sure. I think there are a couple of assets that we need to look at. We have satellite feeds and subscription to different international weather models. We don't have the radars that Pag-asa has, but we do have the weather stations to provide hyper-local weather information. So I think we're meant to be an input to what Pag-asa and NOAA is doing. They're a little bigger.
It's a complement. So you can be side by side with Pag-asa, which is of course our State Weather Bureau. So they have their own thing going on. They have the Doppler radars. So your weather stations you don't use the same kind of radar. They use like a Doppler.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and you said next week we're going to be launching the app. Is this going to be available for both Android and Apple?
Yes, it's going to be available. It's one of the mediums that we're trying to establish. But Weather Solutions actually aims to address three different verticals. One is weather for business. In other countries, weather actually dictates a lot of the movement of the retail goods. No, so weather dictates electricity consumption patterns. Right now, Weather Solutions is in partnership with the Philippine Red Cross. So we provide them weather data, and 3 days in advance, they have big data for let's say houses made of light materials. So if we provide them advanced information for wind and rain, they know what to prepare 3 days out.
All right. Well, Jojo, it's I don't want to say perfect timing because that really sounds bad because we have a big typhoon here. But it is good timing to actually road test your app. So did you deploy your information 3 days before to the Red Cross and all of that? Can we access it now as everyone's scrambling for typhoon preps, waiting for the rain to come? When is it gonna come? We can monitor that.
Sure. Yes. It will be through the app. But most of the information actually is also on the website. Mostly the typhoon tracks and the amount of rain and the type of wind that we're gonna get.
All right, and I know you have prepared a little demonstration of what we can expect.
Sure. We understand that one of your
website.
meteorologists is here to demonstrate that kind of thing.
Sure.
Okay, so how do you do this?
Right there behind there. One of your meteorologists, John Christian Lequiron is his name, is more than glad to give us a demonstration of your weather equipment, and he's currently live from Weather Solutions headquarters in Taguig.
All right. Oh, there he is behind us. Okay, so hello.
Hi.
Can you hear us?
Hi, Sean. Hi, sir. Good morning.
Okay, so how's it looking? What can you tell us about the storm? We've had reports coming from Isabela, from Cagayan. They're saying that right now it's still just makulimlim. There's ambon, lumalakas pa lang yung hangin. But what else can you tell us about the weather up north?
Okay, so as as of 5 a.m., what will happen is that the Typhoon Umpong have intensified more. So what will happen is that at the same time, it also has a faster speed. So before, it only has 23 kilometers per hour,
Signals.
and we're gonna all over the areas of southern Cagayan and northern Isabela by around 2 to 3 a.m. This is again much earlier than the previously forecasted by around 5 a.m. So again, also the track have been much lower, and as you can see, it will already affect the areas of Isabela than the expected only for Cagayan.
All right, so that's how this works. So we can access videos such as these with
That's correct.
explanations and all of that.
Yes.
And we can also, well, like for me, because I did the weather reporting for a long,
Wow,
long time.
okay.
So I can like click on these features and everything, and I can check the satellite view, hybrid view. I'm sure you have all
That's
of that.
right.
That's all.
Supplemental information now, Sean, thanks to Weather Solutions.
There are just to share, there are a lot of partnerships trying to establish. For example, we want to do other ways. Like for example, instead of just seeing just traffic information ways, maybe you could see weather information as well.
Maybe we can see flood information.
Maybe.
Because that actually got me one time. It was making me pass the most flooded streets in
Sure.
Metro Manila because it was registering no traffic. So these little flaws you can help address these.
You will be informed, Sean, through Weather Solutions.
I know, I should just check that next time. Thank you very much for sharing with us
Thank
today
you.
again.
Thanks again.
Jojo, of course, Jojo is from Weather Solutions, the president, Mr. Jojo MArasigan.